y'all. Welcome to the Atlanta Dreamin' Pod again. It's been a little while since we've been on, since we've been doing playbacks. But I'm
hmm
Joshua, ENFP Hoops, joined as always by Amber, Amby Wrights.
Hey guys.
And there was an extension today.
hmm
And
The big one.
the big one, yes. And, I was worrying this whole time, like, I'm going to be having angst until the end of the season.
Oh Lord.
Will we be able to keep her? Was it worth trading our first round picks?
hmm
Yes. Yes, it was.
Absolutely. Every time.
So,
hmm
yeah. So she's officially, we have not gotten word. I saw from Rachel Gallagher that she's extended till 2025, but I have not
Okay.
heard any official word on contract details. Has to be towards the Supermax. But
hmm
yeah, just super ecstatic that she's in the fold. Like, how are you feeling?
I'm excited, but I knew she would do it. It was a little touch and go, but I knew in my heart that she would do it. So I'm just happy that it's out there in the open and that we can all breathe a sigh of relief.
I
Okay.
agree. Yeah, no, and like I was confident she was doing it. Like I told you, she was saying all the right things on
hmm
she wanted to be here, da da da, but
hmm
just officially getting it and like this shows like how excited she's able like she's wanting to be with us. Like training camp hasn't even started, the draft hasn't happened. Like, I
hmm
don't know. Maybe just hanging out with Nas, she's like, let me just sign this up right now. I don't know.
Yeah, could be.
I think you're right though, when like she knew she was going to do this, like from the beginning, like
hmm
yeah, she wanted to be an Atlanta Dream, and it's just so exciting. The players are excited, like Ryan Howard already goofing around with her, Nas already goofing with
Exactly.
her. Like it's like they are going to be a fun trio, just causing mayhem, and I'm ready for it whenever that
Exactly.
content begins. So, but
hmm
yeah, just her
Exactly.
quotes really quick off Matt Cohen's page, like the official statements from Coach Wright first. She said, having Allisha committed to our squad long term is another big step in solidifying our core of the future. Not only is Gray an amazing addition on the court, she is a great person, off a great representation off the court as well. Um, yeah, so agree with that.
That's what I'm talking
This
about.
is a heck of a foundation with Ryan, Allisha, Nas, Ari. Like it's a lot of
Exactly.
fun. Like we are building something beautiful.
hmm
And now I can not be as scared. Like if it doesn't turn out, like if somehow we miss the playoffs and what you said, it's going to be bloodshed this season. Like
hmm Oh yeah.
how how deep it is. But if we miss, like the pieces are there. A lot of free agents, pretty much all the New York Liberty are going to be free agents. Like we are going to be one of those
hmm
destinations. That's my biggest thing to me is wanting to show we're a destination city. And yeah,
hmm
I still don't know how we missed the playoffs though. With Cheyenne still there, like
hmm
yeah,
I feel like with the people that we have locked in, I feel like I feel more confident now than I did before, especially seeing the chemistry that Nas and Lish
mm-hmm.
have in AU. If y'all have not been watching, y'all better get up on it because
It's
they are
true.
building some great chemistry.
Nas
So
put
I
up
feel
a
good
30
about it.
plus point game in the first game with Lish last week. Like
hmm
yeah,
They looking good.
and they're playing a second consecutive week, and we've been having so much fun on playback. So
hmm
join us if you're able to. We'll be there Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday for those games. A little
hmm
drama if you missed the draft. So CC Andrews said like she was a little offended that Nas didn't pick her, and Nas
hmm
was like, "Oh, I'll for sure get you next time." So it's getting to like the later rounds because obviously like Nas has to form the starting lineup first, but like CC, like she was planning on her like being one of the first players off the bench. Well,
hmm
Nalissa picks before Nas, and Nalissa takes CC Andrews. So Nas, like she just seems like such a friendly, sweet person, but
hmm
she goes and picks Dejanay Carrington on
hmm
the next pick. If you didn't know, I found out recently that Carrington and Nalissa are together.
hmm
And she just
Yeah.
like, and then she's just smirking at her at the behind the plexiglass, like, I saw what you did to me. Now see what I did
hmm
to you. Like
The
it's just
petty jumped out. The
they're
petty jumped
playing each
out.
other in the first game tomorrow, so I
I
don't know.
can't
It might
wait.
be the first Athletes Unlimited rivalry because the teams only stay together for 3 games and then they redraft again. But this
Hmm.
one seems like there might be some emotions, and I'm ready for it.
I can't wait.
I'm gonna
Because
get
you already
Amber
know.
rooting for Tosh, like because Nas picked Natasha Cloud with her second overall pick after
Oh, dear sweet
gold
baby.
medal Lish. Yeah, if you didn't know, Amber is not the fondest fan of Tosh, but she will be on the
I
same team as
mean,
Nas and Lish.
she's there. I have no words. Like, honestly, when I found out, if you weren't live when we were on playback and I got the news, I came on late, but I got the news before I got on the stream and I lost it. I'm not even gonna lie.
She really did.
It's a deep rooted thing. I don't like. I think we've gone over it a little bit, but yeah. I'm not the most excited in the world, but I
She
mean,
is a playmaker. You don't believe in her shot,
she is.
but she is a
She is a
playmaker.
playmaker. She's one of the best playmakers in the league, so I'll give her that. But yeah, it's still. I
I
guess I
get
have
you.
to root for her this week, but I guess I mean I don't
But
know.
she got Jasmine Walker, who I was really
Yes,
excited. Like she has
I'm
been killing
excited.
it. Seattle Storm, I
Mm-hmm.
am so jealous. You have Plaisance and Walker, like legitimately the
Oh.
2 stars of like that didn't have a training camp contract going into the Athletes Unlimited. Like
Mm-hmm.
Seattle is building like they're gonna have a lot of players that will want to prove something, and that's gonna be a fun team
Mm-hmm.
to watch. So
It is.
I told Amber this is gonna be the first time in a while that I'll be able to root for Seattle because they're not gonna be this really
Exactly.
like dynasty looking team. So, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm really
His
excited to
petty's
play with
jumping
Jasmine
out too.
Walker. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
What did
your
you say?
petty. I said your petty is jumping out too.
Oh,
So
yes. I'm very
mhm.
petty. Very.
Yes,
Yes.
very.
So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I don't know. Like, I just think the future is really bright right now. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm wondering.
Mm-hmm.
So, just going back to you saying that there was going to be a trade, like potentially us trading up or we trade for a
Mm-hmm.
roster player, I'm more believing that could happen this season. I know, like Pat
Mm-hmm.
Over has said, he's not going to rush the process and everything, but this is
Yeah.
Cheyenne Parker's last season.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Lish, we got Ryan, point guards that like we're gonna see who proves themselves the most and gets most of the
Mm-hmm.
minutes between Robinson and Airy. But
Mm-hmm.
the pieces are there to be an intriguing team. So I don't know what to expect, but I don't know. I'm more leaning with you now that we're going to make one more move. I don't know what, but there is
Mm-hmm.
something like Lish was wanting to get on right away, like before the draft even happened. That's a
Mm-hmm.
statement.
Yeah, that's a big one.
So if you
I'm
had to
wondering.
pick a position that we made a big move on, like that we brought on someone, like what's the position we're needing the most for you to be like, oh yeah, we're a playoff team, we're scary. Like what's that missing piece for you the most right now?
Hold on. The five.
The 5. Okay.
The
Because right
five.
now it's Cheyenne. Before
Mm-hmm.
the draft, right now I have Nas at the 4, Coffee moving back to the backup at 3 because we don't have one right now, but that will change with the
Mm-hmm.
draft. But yes, we've talked about multiple times. I would like Cheyenne at the 4.
Mm-hmm.
But who would be that trade? Like, so let's say we trade the 6th or the 8th or both. Who would
Mm.
even raise the bar for us that could be on the market for us? Like, who would take us to
That
that
has
next
yet to
level?
be seen. That has yet to be seen because, like, all the people that I would have pulled in are spoken for. I would love to
Same.
see like a have like a super big like Honshu. I would have loved to get Queen Egbo or somebody like I don't know if that necessarily even move the needle like push us past, but they would work within our system.
I agree.
So I don't know. anybody out there like that right now, but like, well, at least nobody is coming to mind right off the dome. But I mean, I still feel like we're gonna move that pick to get something, and I'm just gonna trust in Pat over.
And like we have good chemistry, Amber. Those were the two teams I was going to bring up because the Liberty are still cap strapped. Like they are like in trouble. I still think they have to make a move.
Yeah,
that front court is awfully crowded.
Exactly.
The problem is they have so many unrestricted free agents. It would not be smart, but I would trade like I know the Liberty can't afford a first round pick, but I mean. Shoot, we traded our 2025 too. I don't know what we could give them, but
I don't either.
I would love to get Han to Atlanta. Maybe we take on another player for them, but I feel like maybe something there. Indiana, I've been telling you they have to be doing something. They have too many guards. Do they really want Egbo to be a backup center? Like it's a good young front court, but they could fill another area of need potentially if they trade her. I'm curious. So both of those players would be, like you said, they wouldn't entirely move to the needle where we're like contenders, but do they give us like a true center that's proven themselves already? Absolutely, yes. So, yeah.
I'm just wondering because it's gonna be. That's just the one position. Like I would really love for Cheyenne to get back to that 4 position. That's her natural position.
Yeah.
I just feel like if we could get a 5 to just run with her, we will be set.
I know. For me, I'm most curious about the point guard. I told you I'm pretty confident. I'm at like a C plus B minus right now, and it could go higher as the season goes. But I'm curious if like neither player is entirely stepping up. SDS is, coming back from pregnancy leave. She's like, hey, I'm ready to play, but I'm not going to play for the Mercury. Trade me. And at the deadline, as we're a solid team, but not like, contenders, we make that trade. So I'm curious for something like that. I'm curious what happens, but right now I want to see what Danielle Robinson and Ari McDonald can do. I can see them being a potential solid group. Like Robinson's really good with her playmaking. I'd like to see her, like, I don't know, defense, like there were some lapses sometimes, but I still think she's an overall great player. She's played in the All-Star game before. Ari is fast. Like when her threes are on, she's really good. Her defense is top tier. Like she's already like one of the best defending point guards in the league right now. It'll be interesting to see how they take their next steps. So, yeah. But that's my biggest concern, though, is what I've told you, though, in depth. That's my biggest thing. The draft will do that potentially, but I'm still looking at that backup 2 and 3 sideways. Like when Lish or Ryan leave the lineup, what will that look like? So that's still my biggest question mark. But
okay.
I don't know, like
wing depth is a big thing because we do need somebody to give Ryan a break because Ryan she can't be playing 40 minutes a game.
It's
or
true.
Even 35 minutes a game.
But
30 she do it.
I don't know. I've been thinking though, like those times where she played a lot, she was also having to be relied upon. Can she play high minutes if someone else is taking the load off her and she's not having to be the primary player the whole time? I've thought of that too. And going back to Athletes Unlimited, if you haven't seen Naj yet, something that has stood out the most, like I'm wanting to see that jump shot yet, but her hands, like
great hands.
Like it was there at Spurts last season and everything, but like at Athletes Unlimited, like she is like taking down like every pass that goes near her. It's turning into an automatic bucket. Like that has been the most fun development for me. And in one of those games, like Lish was the person that passed it to her like 4 times. Like that chemistry already, like
that
I don't
connection.
know. Nas is like she's not coming in thinking like, okay, I'm going to be like someone developing and I'll come off the bench and everything. Like she is coming for that fourth spot. I want you all to know, anybody that has not seen Athletes Unlimited, she wants to start. Like she got starts last season when we had injuries. She does not want to relent that. Figure out the lineup that they'll have to. She doesn't care. She loves those teammates, but she is also a fighter, as we saw with her taking Dejanay. She's going to do whatever it takes. And I'm very curious about training camp and if she can win that fourth spot. I'll be honest, before, like, I had her as a backup, but yeah, I've seen something, another layer.
Swinging.
So I'm really excited. And again, like they will be playing again for 3 games. This might be the last time we get to see them until the season, because I think Lish is going to be a captain next time. Like she was starting to get into a groove. So
yeah,
if you have not caught them, this is the week. But they've already gotten a little chemistry. This will be their 2nd week together. They've been doing practices. Yeah, super excited. Yeah, and shortly we'll be joined by John Hollmon, who is a basketball development coach. He'll be joining us in a couple minutes, but there were videos of him training with Lish and Nas before the Athletes Unlimited tournament. So really excited to hear from him, his perspective. Maybe we can get a little insight on what he's been working on with gold medal Lish. I don't see many holes in her game, but maybe there's something else she's bringing to the table. So yeah. And again, just like our whole team, like just has that two-way skill. Like just everybody on the roster, like just has that potential. And it's just so much fun to watch. And I can't wait to see who Padover brings into the lineup next, like in the draft or making that trade. Like how's this full room going to look coming into April? Like I'm just so excited. And I already know before preseason, I'm going to be like, we're a guaranteed playoff team.
Oh, yeah.
I can already feel myself faltering. Like, I'm trying to say, like, yeah, I'll be fine. But I'm already faltering. Like, I'm going to be a mess on the TL.
Yep, unhinged.
So, and this year, this will be our first year being able to cover Dream Games on playback. So, tweets, like, I'm able to delete them when I have some thoughts and everything. Like when you're live, like you're just going to get more unfiltered ENFP. Ambi Wrights also goes on rants. So
I do. And
so now that's going to come out more. Like, I'm just so excited to just,
I'm known for my
have
rants.
some fun.
We're both known for our rants. So this is going to be fun.
It is going to be fun. So
I can't wait. I'm going to be completely unhinged in live and living color.
I agree. Wait. Yeah. But yeah, like you said, like our front court, that like especially when we play the Liberty and Aces, it's going to be interesting how we match up. So,
yeah. Because they're going to be matchup problems all over the place, especially when it comes to the Aces. So we're going to see how...
Speaking of Aces... And I know I've watched this game too much, especially since we traded Tip. But last season, we blew the doors out off of Vegas, in Vegas.
But they also didn't have Candice. And they also didn't have Allisha Clark or Kayla George. I know.
But we didn't have Lish. And we won that game. We had the same front court back then. I know they have CP3 now. I know they do. But... I know Coach Wright can do the necessary adjustments needed to make something happen. I don't know. This could be. I'm hoping
this is going to be. That's a litmus test for us. That's going to be the litmus test. I can't wait though. It's going to be great to see how it comes together, and if we are able to pull off at least one win, I feel like we can get 2 on either one. But if we're able to pull in both and get a win off of either one, I'm
going to be unbearable. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. I cannot wait.
I cannot wait. And John should be joining us shortly and everything. But, man, just the excitement and, like, just how all the players were getting excited for Lish, like, after she did the extension. Like, it already feels like there's something building. Like, I don't know. Like, just before the season, you felt like different vibes with Coach Wright, and then like especially after the first win where they like poured the water on her, like they like I don't know, like it was just so pure, and it's just continued on from there, like just the momentum and yeah, what the culture that Wright and Pat over are building. So yeah, I'm just super excited on what's going to be happening next with this team. Because like again, Lish could have waited. Like a lot of people were telling me, a lot of experts were telling me she might have waited until the end of the season to join, and then that way she could sign another 3 years. But she wanted to sign now, and John is on now. So let's go ahead and bring him on, and we can hear more of his thoughts. Thank you so much for joining us. And again, this is John Hollmon. He's a basketball development trainer. And hey, how's it going? Thank you so much for joining us.
No problem. Thank y'all for having me on. I was having a little trouble with my computer trying to get it on, so I had to go to my phone.
No worries.
Yeah, you're good.
So yeah, first off, like, how are you feeling about the Allisha Gray extension personally? Like, I know you told me you knew about it for a while, but like, what are your emotions? What were some of hers? Like, this is just awesome for both the Dream and her.
Well, when I said I knew it, I just knew it. I'm not saying we talked about it, but I kind of just knew she's from, the area, hometown. Family comes in, so I was like, yeah, it's got to be something, different for her, something she's excited about. But I mean, she's very excited. She was happy, anytime you get to, play professional sport back at home, I imagine anybody would be excited for it. So, she's excited, can't wait, rejuvenated her. So she's ready to go, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, she looks ready to go with what we see. Just that Athletes Unlimited, like I know you've been at the event. Like, how has the chemistry between Lish and Nas looked already to you? And I saw like a video you posted of them practicing together. Like, how are you seeing that chemistry develop?
Man, it's like they could be sisters, like really, because how they just connected. The first time seeing them, together in the gym, Allisha told me, she was like, I'm gonna work out. We're gonna work out. I got my teammate Nas is gonna come with me. So immediately, as soon as I did that, I started doing my research, started studying her game, started learning things about her, and I was like, man, they play two different positions. How am I gonna make this workout, develop for them to still get some out of it? But man, it worked well. Everything was great. I mean, they worked well. They just jumping along and helped each other out. You could tell there some drills I had Allisha messing with Nas, like guarding her a little bit, then vice versa. And nothing hard, but little small things. And it was just, it seemed like they meshed very well. I even said, from behind when they were working out together, I was like, man, y'all gonna get confused on the court. People, the only thing that separates y'all is the numbers. They all look alike,
That's awesome.
It's great, it's a lot of smiles. That's the always be part when you're training, a lot of smiles, so Allisha's one of those, her, she don't hide her face. So, she feels some way, she don't hide her face. And, it's always good to see them having a lot of smiles. And Nas jumped in, first time with her, got to, get in with her and stuff. And she asked questions, and which I always encourage players to do. I love it when players ask questions. I always say, anything that we do, if you don't not sure how it's helping your game, ask. Like, why am I doing this? How's it helping my game? So they ask questions, and I mean, a lot of smiles. I was happy to see. Happy got to get with them before we got together, right before the Athletes Unlimited started. So we got to work out about 2 days or something like that before it actually got started, and that's when I really got to meet them and then stuff and going from there.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. So, how did you and Lish meet? Like, how did y'all get y'all's working relationship?
She was actually in my hometown. Her boyfriend Tim was at her boyfriend Tim was at going to school. I think he was in his doing his internship or something like that for his school. And my wife's a teacher, and he was interning at the school where my wife was. And, they're friends just through passing, my understanding and stuff and everything. And then, he knew we were a basketball family. We're kind of known for basketball out here and stuff like that. And I guess he told her, my wife plays in the WNBA. And she was like, oh, for real? Well, my husband's a player development trainer. How does, and then they talked, they coordinated it. Allisha reached
That's
out and
so
was like, "Hey,
awesome.
we could try a workout, see how it goes with you," and we did one workout. Next thing you know, 4 or 5 years later, we're still
Okay,
we became like family.
that's
That's
awesome.
So
so
That's
cool.
awesome.
yeah, it's a blessing. It was, Tim and my wife. They basically put me in that situation. So shout out to them and stuff. So
And I love how like those connections can just come together naturally, just out of nowhere. Like that's so fun when that happens. When it's
Hmm.
like multiple things working together. That's that's so
right,
awesome.
yeah, it was great. We worked out I think one day, and then next thing you know, she called me later on that week. Was like, want to get back in? I was like, yep. Then everything we started going 2 days a week for a while, and then when she made that decision, she's like, I'm not gonna go overseas, but if I don't go overseas, can you make sure I get to the point where I want to be? And I was like, well, that's gonna be, it's hard. She's already a professional player. She's
Yeah.
top. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? It's like, okay, what can we do? Analyzed it, said, you know what? She's trusting in me. Let's go. She's like, now I want to train 5 days a week though. So we were in the gym 5 days a week for I don't know how many months.
Dang.
Yeah, and it showed that first year. That year it showed. She did well, and then just kept going from there.
That's awesome. And no, just like being able to rest, like I know you said she was training 5 days a week and everything, but still like not having to go overseas, get like the game wear and tear body on your body. Like that's awesome to just be able to train with you. And like my wife was joking, like if I did a workout, I wouldn't be able to take it. Like what's involved in just one of these workouts a day? Like what's involved, like what you were doing with gold medal Lish on a daily basis in these?
Um, every day we tried to touch on ball handling. We did a lot of ball handling with her because that's one thing she wanted to get her skill level up on that. Just that, and then we did a lot of. We went from ball handling to resistant type work on the court. I'm holding her back, I'm pushing on her, leaning on her, trying to,
Yeah.
get her tired, and then make shots after that. That's one thing we did a lot of. We make shots and stuff. And then as we started growing to it, she was getting ready for the 3-on-3. We the 3-on-3 Olympics. I kind of that's a much faster pace game and
Yeah, it
stuff.
is.
So
Hmm.
so from that we had to implement a lot of quick hitter moves. She score, or if I score, or we score. We did a lot of one on one. I will tell you that I did a lot of one on one with Allisha. I always like to use my length on her, bang her, use my
Did you
body
ever
weight on
beat
her.
her?
I used to beat her when we first started. I used to beat Allisha a couple of times,
Okay.
and it was one day she said, I was talking smack to her and stuff, and because we would go Instagram live, and we would go one on one
Hmm.
Instagram live. I was
Oh
talking
man,
smack
I
to her,
wish I had seen that. Darn it.
Me
yeah,
too.
and, she would be like, she said, what did she say? She was like on live. She said, "You'll never beat me one on one again in this gym. You'll never beat me one on one again." So after that day, I didn't get a chance. I never beat her again. So to this day, I still haven't beat her, and that was like 3 3 years ago, and I
Dang.
haven't beat her again. Played a couple
Wow.
of times. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
We do a series to three. Um, Player, she's different now. That's the best I
She
can say.
is.
She's different.
We like
You
to hear
know,
that. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
her
yeah, we do.
fadeaway. She got her fadeaway. She got a little post moves in the game. We worked on that as a big guard, strong guard. We wanted to do some post stuff with her. If you saw after these unlimited, she does a little post moves, a little bang, and then little spin fadeaway shots and stuff. That's kind of exactly what we worked on. She's doing them. She had a lot of practice on me. So
So you can take credit like when she starts pulling off moves, like I was a part of that process. Like that's so awesome to yeah, just be
oh
able to
yeah,
experience that.
yeah, our relationship, like, she'll text me, "Hey, did you see that move? Did you see the post move? Did you spin around or something?"
That's
Or
awesome.
I'll text her and I'm always recording it, or if I see somebody on Twitter with it, I'll like kind of screenshot it, send it to her, like exactly what we worked on, like exactly what we worked on. You know what I mean? And like it's coming a
Hmm.
cone drill for you, stuff like that. So, um, I mean, it's a blessing to see it. It's amazing to see it. I've
I'm
been going to
sure.
every week. I live about 3 hours away from Dallas, 3 4 hours away, and I
Hmm.
I always find a reason to get out there to watch her play every week. So
That's
you know.
awesome. No, and I know you can't share too much insight, but is there something that's going to wow us this season in her game that we have not seen? Like, is there something she's hiding at like Athletes Unlimited right now that we're not even seeing? Like, what's something like that we can be prepared for as Atlanta Dream fans for the summer?
Honestly, I think in my opinion, I feel like she's just kind of like relieved, and maybe that's not the right word to say, but free in a way. So I feel like she's gonna play with a little bit less weight on her shoulders. You know, family's there. You know, family for her was far away. You know, so she's gonna be close. So it's just that mentality of just to be able to be, you know, I mean, she's always been Lish. You know, that's just what she is. She's always been her.
Yeah.
But you know, it carries weight on you. You know what I mean? And I think she's gonna be free to just play basketball. You know what I mean? Like I said, there's a lot of smiles going on for her right now. Not saying there wasn't like that for her earlier, but you can just tell it's different. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of smiles. So I think y'all see a player, not just a loose, relaxed player now. You know, she's gonna be loose, relaxed, and you know, have room to you know make certain type of plays. I'll say that. That I think she's been preparing for. She's been preparing for.
I'll take it. I'm so excited. Yeah, it's such a big difference just not having that weight on your shoulders, and she's coming at the right time. Like there is something brewing in Atlanta, like new ownership, Coach Wright, like the culture they're building. Like she's not coming on a rebuilding team. Obviously, Ryan got drafted last season. We got Cheyenne Parker, Arian, Danielle. Like there's something brewing here, and I cannot wait for her to find that chemistry with her teammates. And sorry, go ahead.
Well, Allisha, she's a young veteran. You know what I mean? So when I say that, she's a young veteran, so she has experience. You know, and I think that you know, when you're around her, you know, she's very quiet. She sticks to herself, but she's loud in a way. You know what I mean? By the way she plays, by the way she handles herself, and everything like that. And I think that fits right along in the system that they have, you know, what they're building there in Atlanta. You know, she's gonna have leadership just by the way she plays. You know what I mean? And I think that's one thing that I see but with her and Nas, they're good players. You know what I mean? They're gonna do the right things on the court all the time. You know, and you know, and they play hard. So I think that at this level, when you got players who's willing to play hard, you know what I mean, and play the right way, you know, make the right plays all the time, you know what I mean, it's deadly, you know. And then they're just good. She's a good person off the court. You know what I mean? So you ain't never got to worry about any of that other stuff, you know, that you hear teams worry about and all that. Not with Allisha, you know what I mean? She's just a good person, you know what I mean? In general, good character, high character person. So, you know what I mean? And very
That's
humble.
Awesome. Yeah.
Very humble, you know. Oh yeah, she's very humble. She'll have a conversation. I've never seen her turn down at the Athletes Unlimited. Turn down a kid who asks for, you know, an autograph or, you know, having conversations with people and stuff like that, you know. On the court, you know, she gets after it, but afterwards she knows how to tone it down and, you know, be humble.
That's so big. And yeah, I agree with you. It fits into our environment. I'm so excited to see it come together.
So I'm excited too. I can't wait to see it, you know.
Yeah, we can't either.
Yeah.
We can't.
Definitely.
So, I have a question. So, I did a little research, you know, because I don't like to go into anything blind. But, I saw a recent clip of you working with a high school girl and you checked in on her mentally, which is something I don't really see enough, especially in coaches. So, tell me how the mental health aspect of your coaching style, like, kind of helps your kids or the people that you work with.
Well, I mean, all my players, you know, there's a lot of talented athletes out here. a lot of talented basketball players. But I think the biggest thing that holds people back is the confidence and the mental, you know. So I always tell people I like to be the type of uh, person or trainer, developer that builds from the inside out. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I tell people because I feel like once you can tap into their mind, tap into their mental, get their confidence going, you know what I mean? The sky's the limit for them. You know, so I do ask my players how's their mental. I try to relate to them, not just on the court, you know, in life,
Mhm.
because I genuinely care about the athletes I work with. And
That's
when they
awesome.
know that they have somebody that genuinely cares about them, you know what I mean? I think that, you know, that helps them in the long run. So when I am training them, you know, I can, you know, get on them or get aggressive with them when I'm playing them or anything, and they're not going to take it any type of way. They know it's all out of love. It's all out of trying to make them better, and not just as I'm big on not just a better basketball player, but a better person. You know what I mean? I feel like the better you are as a person, the better you are as a basketball player or athlete.
That makes complete sense.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
That is awesome. So, how did you even get into this profession, if you don't mind me asking? What led you into getting into player development?
Well, I did play ball in college, and I went overseas, played in a couple of countries, and I was actually in China on a tour, and I saw some you know, our tour bus was stuck in traffic in China, and it was by a park, and it was loaded with kids out there just working, playing basketball. There was some guys walking around, I guess, critiquing kids or something like that. And I'm like, man, this is crazy.
Got it.
And I was like, you know, I did a little video saying like these kids out here in China from working, you know, here in the States, what are we doing? Like, you know, we're gonna get behind if we don't get to work. And so when I came
Mhm.
home, um, I was getting ready to sign a little contract to the Philippines. I was training, working out, and breaking my ankle. And I started a training business. It was supposed to be temporary, but even after I healed, I had started getting kids into college, seeing some growth in some players, and I was just like, man, I love this. You know, I think that's my calling is to, you know, help others. You know, and ever since then I've been doing it. So it's been 2012 I started that. Since now,
Oh
that's it.
wow,
Hmm.
that's so awesome.
Yep, I jumped into
Mhm.
it full time. So I've been training since then full time.
Yeah, that's great.
Do you just do the women's game? Like, did you get specifically led towards that area, or do you do both genders right now?
Both. I work with both genders. I ended up doing an NBA pre-draft workout for somebody
Oh,
a couple
nice.
of years ago. And it was great. You know, that kind of helped me, you know, get on the men's professional side, learning more about that part. But I've been working with males and females since I mean from the jump, you know, from the jump I've been doing it.
That's awesome.
Mhm. Um,
Cool. Well, anything
yeah.
else you want to add on before you head off? It's been so nice chatting with you, like
Yeah.
just your perspective on the game and your perspective on gold medal Lish. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
you're incredible to have on.
Um, no, I mean I'm excited for the year. I'll be at Athletes Unlimited this weekend as well, taking my family or my kids. I'm
Awesome.
gonna go, you know, take them to watch them and stuff.
Oh,
At least she knows them, has a little small relationship with them, and they look up to her
oh,
too as well. So uh, none, just excited for the season to go. I'll be in Atlanta some watching the games as well whenever I can. Um,
awesome.
Okay.
I have travel teams as well, so we got my youth travel teams. We'll be traveling around places too, so I'm
Dang.
gonna make it work.
So you're always busy year round.
Yeah, he's
I'm
working
I'm
hard.
I'm always busy. I practice in, you know, for my travel teams in 20 minutes and I got that and then, you know, tomorrow morning back in the gym.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Really quick prediction from you.
Mhm.
What, will both Lish and Nas go in double digits tomorrow for the Athletes Unlimited game against Team Smith?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
They play too hard. Nas is great, you know, she's gonna get on the rebounds. Alicia gets on the rebounds. Um, they're gonna find a way, in my opinion. You know, they just, you know what I mean? And I think at every game, they don't even they don't go looking to stats. I'll be honest with you. None of them that I know of from between them, they don't go in thinking, oh, I need to get as many points or this thing like that. But I think because of that mentality, people have to play them honest because they will make the right play. And then they're going to end up getting they're going to get double digits, I think, in both of them.
That makes sense. Let the game come to you. Don't force it. So that makes sense. Awesome. And I can't wait for this week. Again, Athletes Unlimited is going to be on again tomorrow. We'll be on our playback channel. Maybe we'll see John on TV when he's at the game. But yeah, we can already tell he's doing a phenomenal job with Lish. And I just love how you start from the inside like that. That really got me. And yeah, that's why you're successful, because you're able to have that full relationship with them. And
Well, I appreciate it. Thank y'all for bringing me out. I love what y'all are doing. I am a fan too as well, so thank y'all.
Ooh, thank you. It was such a pleasure having you on, and we'll talk later.
All right, thank you.
Everyone have a good night, and thanks for joining the podcast.
Good night, guys.